difference in the crisis now is not a crisis of too much real estate. It's not a crisis of vacancy rate in commercial buildings. The crisis is with the lenders. The crisis is an unavailability of liquidity and an inability to refinance properties that in the ordinary course of business. So you are seeing a collapse. And as to government intervention, I don't believe that the amount of money that's being talked about is touching the problem.
So this problem is expected to stay with us. Some analysts and some people say that the problem is going to even get more difficult in the time ahead, and that even in 2009 we will see more critical issues coming up that may impact the market negatively.
Well, that's exactly right. All of the focus in the United States today by the federal government has been on resolving issues related to residential mortgage-backed securities. That is dealing with single-family residences in the United States. What nobody is focusing on and nobody wants to talk about at this point is the fact that between the year 2000 and 2007, nearly $1 trillion of commercial mortgage-backed securities were created. Some portion of those are also subprime, and they start to mature in the first quarter of 2009, starting January 1, and we will see the mortgage loans start to mature, and they will continue maturing through the end of 2012.
Dan, do you feel there is a need in the steps to come in the future for more regulation?
I don't think that it needs further regulation. I believe that there are laws on the books now that have been breached in creating this paper and in the way the paper was distributed around the world. And I think I've read that there are FBI investigations, SEC investigations, and I am convinced that some people will be incarcerated as a result of their participation in creating the crisis that we see today. So to me that means we have laws on the books now that were not enforced. So to create new laws is interfering with the free market, and I don't agree with that at all.
You have had a successful track record in this business for a number of years, and in any crisis there are opportunities. What would you say are the opportunities in the period to come that people should be looking at carefully?
The real estate that we see today is currently 90 to 100% occupied. There's a net positive cash flow on substantially all of the buildings that are going to be in distress, and you can be, I believe you can be buying these properties at discounts as much as 50% from value.
Do you think it will be mostly U.S. investors that are looking at these opportunities given their understanding to the market, or do you think there will be overseas investment coming into that area?
I think people will come from all over the world. I think the free market can solve the problem. We don't need the federal government to solve the problem as far as commercial real estate goes, because there's going to be so much money coming into the United States to buy these commercial properties that will take care of it. The free market will take care of the excess.
In your own assessment, Dan, do you think if the U.S. government has a different policy, it can impact the inflow of investors into this area of business?
Yes, I think if you keep the federal government out of the process of marketing the real estate, that it will bring the crisis to a conclusion much sooner. What we saw during the days of the Resolution Trust Corporation was there were literally several years of them getting organized, during which time the market was frozen. If the government stays out of the way, I know from my readings that there are billions of dollars now assembled in funds designed to acquire commercial real estate in this country. And if the government stays out of the way, that money will move rapidly.